Lindsay, and I'm excited to be part of Book Interrupted. I chose the book, The 4% Fix, because I'm super duper passionate about personal development and learning more about time management and trying to organize my own time better. Being a mom and a wife and a homeowner and an employee, and I'm starting my own blog, and it's all kind of hard to manage my own time. We got a new puppy through COVID. So, of course, my time is very limited. So, if I can get better use of an hour of my time, then I am very excited about that. So, the book, that's why I chose it, really.
Welcome, Lindsay.
Thank
Lindsay,
you.
what is the name of your blog you're starting?
It's called Home Under Clutter and can be found at homeunderclutter.com. And it's all about decluttering, organizing your time, organizing your family, organizing your house, getting rid of a whole bunch of stuff, and choosing what matters in your life.
And am I right in, I kind of remember in one of our offshoot chats with the group that you were not always an organized person?
I was not, no. I have in the past acquired a whole lot of stuff, and generally am swimming or drowning in stuff. And I also have forgotten important dates, like even doctor's appointments and whatever in the past. So it kind of stems from me trying to become better because I'm aware of my faults and my deficiencies in that category, and have tried to make it better ever since, I don't know, ever since forever, really.
Ever since that like really important appointment was missed.
Exactly.
Like, I gotta do something now.
Yeah. Gotta change myself.
No, that's my favorite kind of person, the person who's an asshole but knows they're an asshole. I'm sure you're not an asshole, but you're some you're some level of asshole.
Right. Look interrupted,
Literally to doctors when it comes to a doctor, you're an asshole. And all like you're nailing it. You're super sweet.
Lindsay, this is Leah.
Yeah. Gotta beat you down, build you back up.
Yeah.
Book interrupted.
So it's snowing here, and I had this idea that maybe, like I left my plants out because it's, it's October, so I kind of spaced on bringing them in. And so I'm thinking, these plants, do you think it'd be okay just to use this duster to get the snow off? Do you think they'll live? I'm going to bring them inside and see what happens. So I guess my interruption is the snow, and also the fact that all of our shovels broke last year. So I got to go to the hardware store after I dust off my plants.
Book interrupted.
I love this book, like the idea of the choice, because I know a lot of us are into different creative things, and she's really into, from what I've read, I only read the first few chapters, but the idea of finding that 4%, not to do your emails or to clean the house or to do whatever, but to find that extra time in order to do something that you're passionate about, whether it's learning a language or, reading a book, or whether it's, writing a book, or whether, whatever it is, finding something that's going to, I think the chapter I just read is something like put your own oxygen mask on first.
Yeah.
So the idea of like, feed your soul first so then you can help other people.
You think, okay, well, I'll do something for me at the end of the day. That's one of the things she mentioned in that chapter. And it's like, if you do it for yourself first, you feel like, okay, I gave to me, and now I have the capacity to give to others.
For me, it was really hard to get into fitness. Like, it was really hard to find time for that. Before COVID, I could just go while the kids were in school to the gym or whatever. But with my husband working from home and with the morning routine, like, it just didn't work. And so for me, it was more about trying to get in a workout or trying to get in something like that. And I didn't want to do that at the end of the day or even halfway through the day. And that's the perfect example, like you were saying, Sarah, about feeding yourself first. And like, even you, Schweitz, you said the oxygen mask principle, and it's just that, like, it's all about feeding yourself first, and then you're prepared to take on the world.
Folded the page down on the chapter when she said, like, well, so what's worth getting out of bed for? And I thought that I would pose that question to the group because I thought we would all have a variety of interesting answers.
Yeah, that's a good question. You go first, Kim.
Well, for me, it's really hard because I don't ever want to get out of bed. So it has to be something really good. I was like, nothing is worth getting out of bed for. I only want to stay in bed, especially in the morning, all the way until the mid to potentially afternoon. Like, I don't want to get out of bed. But because I'm really gun shy of, okay, yeah, for my health, right? Like for me, and then, fitness. And because I want to do my fitness as soon as possible as well. I want to like fold it into something I'm already doing. Like I'm really fitness avertive, if that's a word. But so then the pressure, like she talks about in the book, like then you feel like you might fail and then you don't even get out of bed. Right. So I like the idea of the baby step of like, get out of bed to do something that you actually want to do, like warm up in that way first and just read a book, and there's no pressure there. And then maybe you can do a sit-up the next time.
I read a book called Atomic Habits, and he suggests to create a habit to tag on things you don't enjoy doing with things you do enjoy doing to entice you. So yeah, like for instance, let's say it's read a book, that you're allowed, after you read one chapter of the book, you have to do burpee.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like little things. And he suggests too, just like her, baby step it. Because if you do extreme, you'll quit.
It's all super safe, because every time you read any concept she's presenting, right away you're like, and then she's like, but don't worry, we'll do it in this super duper easy, non-failable way first. Yeah. And you're like, oh, maybe I could do that. And then you're like lulled back into participating.
She really sets up the reader, to the best of her ability for success.
Kara should do next.
So the question is like, what would get me going to get out of bed if I'm feeling like, oh, I don't want to?
What's worth getting out of bed for?
Real early.
Mm-hmm. You're already early.
I'm already like a 5 a.m.er. But I learned things. I'm not done reading the book, but I did learn different things, like what Schweitz was saying. Her whole focus on making that precious time all about your creativity. And I was like, I don't have to check the emails. I don't like checking the emails. Why would I start my day that way? So I love that whole, I don't know, like just reframe on it. I feel excited again, because sometimes, even though I have been waking up at 5 a.m. for way too long, it's exciting again.
Because I feel like my most creative time is that time when everybody else is asleep.
2 a.m.
So,
That's me.
Yeah, you're like Dad.
I'm alive.
After 6 p.m., you start to be like, oh, I'm getting ready. And then by 9, 10 p.m., you're like energized,
Yeah, sometimes.
I think that's what the author's saying. She's saying that in the mornings, nobody's sending you emails, nobody's awake in her life. So she is able to be quiet without anybody. But you and I are night
on
off,
whatever she needs to do.
Yeah.
She does say in the beginning somewhere that you don't have to do it her way necessarily. It's just about the concept of choosing you. So she's saying you don't necessarily have to get up at 5, but
here's some good reasons why.
Yeah, here's some good reasons if you're like me.
It's all about just taking that hour and giving it to yourself and doing whatever you want with it. So if you needed to do it at night for whatever reason, and that's better for you, I think that she would support that, just as long as you're giving yourself that time.
Yeah.
Is the morning your time, Lindsay,
Right now?
Yeah.
It's not the morning. It's 6:30 at night.
Oh, cool.
No, but is the time for your hour in the morning? Not what time is it right now?
Oh, sorry.
Lindsay, what time is it where you are?
Where are you?
I thought it was kind of a weird
right outside your window.
The minutes and the seconds. Yeah.
I was like, that's specific. 6:30 p.m. every day. It's a busy time to have your hour.
Happy hour.
Like, we're interrupting her.
I know, I kind of felt bad for it. I was like,
sorry. No, I try to do it at 5. I find like even 5:30 is sometimes good too. But yeah, I find the earlier that I can wake up in the morning, as long as I go to bed early enough. But my nighttime is usually wasted. So to me, when I was reading the book, the 5 a.m. idea was great, because I was like, I waste every night. So
like, what do you mean?
Well, I just watch TV and I like play on my phone and do things that are unproductive. Like I don't think about my next day, or I don't prepare for it at all, or whatever. And then the day starts. And if the kids wake up before me, then I'm cranky and I'm like, no, wait, I didn't get my time.
This book came to me at like a really, I don't know what that word is, like coincidence, but you know what I mean? No, like like a really important time.
Serendipitous.
Like, yes. Yeah. Because I was already like thinking that my habits were not helping me, like not making me feel good, potentially even making me feel bad. Cause I was literally, would stay up and watch TV, but I wouldn't even be watching TV. I would be on my phone, also playing a game. So like this double whammy of blue light. And then I would go to bed and still like not be able to sleep a little bit. Like, and I'm learning it from this book, right? How much it does affect your internal clock and such. But I was already having like these kind of inklings of thoughts about it. Cause then sometimes I would wake up in the middle of the night, like maybe 3 or whatever, sometime when it's still dark out and I'm not going to get out of bed, but I wouldn't be able to go back to sleep. I'd have like this like slam of anxiety and whatever it would be, like whatever, something crazy, like when I die, I'll be so sad about my son. Like what, like something like that's like, I'm not at risk of dying right now that I know of. And like, you know, but like in the middle of the night, like this will make you stay awake, you know, and like 1,000 anxieties that I was thinking about. And anyway, so I started going to bed earlier because of this book. And then one day I woke up at 3 because the dog like barked and I couldn't get back to sleep. So then at 4:30 when my husband was getting up, I got up with him. Like I was like, maybe I'll 5% fix then. And I got up and I brought the book out, but I ended up just like sitting with him and having a coffee and talking. And it was nice. But like, I was like, I'll do this. Like I'll get up. And then I went back to bed from 6 till 7, but it was the best sleep ever, even after having a coffee from 6 till 7. And it was just like, I don't know, breaking something, maybe like that routine,
and how
that
romantic.
negative.
What a nice way to
well, it was
some
nice.
Child accompanied time of just like
just having a coffee,
getting
together.
Ready. Yeah.
Because like he gets up that early because his job is one of those jobs that's super
he probably
early.
felt so like taken care of.
He did. He loved it. He was like, it was nice to hang out with you. It's nice to have a
No, it's so
are you
romantic.
gonna do it every morning then?
Well,
and I mean,
do it. Like, yeah. Did you know we did it?
Do it. Oh, we sat down and think that.
Coffee time. No wonder you slept so well.
By coffee.
Oh, that's what coffee means. Okay, now I understand.
After coffee, I went back to sleep.
Hot coffee.
Hot coffee.
Milk and hot coffee.
Oh yeah, it was creamy coffee.
Oh no! Okay, now
I can say that.
Oh, it is.
Far.
Too far. Yeah, right. I know who I'm surrounded by.
I know.
Anyway, yes, Lindsay, I am seriously considering it. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but there's a bunch of things I want to do. But first I'm going to do really non-threatening, easy things like get up and be lazy. Like, so maybe I'll get up at 5 and read the books that we're supposed to read or whatever. Right. So I am seriously, I'm strongly considering it because I don't know if I'm just really easily persuaded, but like after reading the book, I'm like, yeah. And so like, we'll see. I wouldn't mind being persuaded in this way. It seems healthy.
It might be nice to do like days of the week. Like Monday is your day that you spend, I don't know, planning your week. I don't fucking know. Whatever is important to you. But like maybe Friday is your date morning with your husband. Like what a good, like, I mean, that's a good choice of time if it makes your relationship stronger.
Well, that was the other thing that I liked about the author always giving you like the flexibility to make it fit for you. She's like, you don't even have to do it every day. So then I was like, okay, maybe I'll just do it on Mondays and Tuesdays, like whatever, like you can make it. There's no excuse because for every excuse, she's just like, we'll just be a little more flexible.
My husband's good at that because he in order to get to work on time and how long it takes him to get ready, he could get up at 6, but he doesn't. He gets up at 5:30. And when we used to work together, I'm like, I just want to sleep as much as I can before I go to work. But he's like, I want to sit and just drink my coffee.
That's the same with my husband.
And for me, I just like maximum sleep is what I want.
That's the same.
Because I like staying up late. So I don't know. And when my kids were babies and they used to sleep in or nap, when they used to nap or when they used to sleep more than 9 hours a night, I would get up with my husband when I wasn't working, when I was on mat leave, and I'd make him breakfast and we'd sit and have breakfast together. And it was so nice. Right. But like now, like sometimes my daughter will sleep until like 6, which is great, but usually it's like 5. My oldest is starting to sleep in. But yeah, so I don't know, we could do that. And then when my oldest daughter started, when she was a baby and she started sleeping, she went to bed at 7. and I would practice the piano, and my husband would draw, and we would that's what we would do. And it was,
So is that what what
nice.
gets you out in the bed what gets you out of bed in the morning, Meredith?
I don't think I could do morning. I can't focus on things in the morning because of the epilepsy. So mornings are very like me not moving very fast and trying to not focus on anything. Like reading would be really hard for me in the morning, I think. Like if I don't get enough sleep, like Sarah knows, I had to go to the store to buy something and I hadn't got enough sleep the night before. And then the flickering fluorescent lights, I have trouble focusing. Like I can't read things. So mornings are hard for me. But like my most productive time is when everyone's in bed, my husband's going to bed because he's got to get up for work. And I could do a lot of work between like 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. But then again, I don't get enough sleep.
So what's
I
the
got
thing
better,
though?
Shorter.
The thing might be sleep.
Yeah.
What
For
gets
me,
you out of
it's
bed?
like-
More sleep?
More sleep.
Another
I
bed.
mean, maybe though that's the best 4% though, is that if this one
Yeah.
that's her brain needs rest. I don't
Yeah,
know.
if I get sleep, like if I don't get sleep.
So Sarah, what's your get out of the bed in the morning?
It's learning stuff. Like I'm doing it. So it's funny because I'm reading the book and it's great, but the book's more just going to reinforce who I am. Like I already do that stuff. Like right now, because Masterclass gave us a free membership when we gave the membership.
What are you taking?
I know.
Nice.
So right now I'm taking a course from just like for entrepreneurs. Like,
Nice.
yeah. So
Who's
I'm
your
reading.
master?
I can't remember. I'm really bad with names like that. Anyway, she's on that show. She was
on
like
the show?
Vogue, the junior Vogue editor, and she's on
I'm gonna
that
Google
show. And
I'm on
yeah.
it.
Thanks, Leah.
Anyway, I'm taking that right now. And then I'm also taking that University of Alberta Indigenous Studies
Oh,
course
sweet.
too. Yeah.
How's
So I'm
that?
already
Oh, good. I want to
it's
do
really
that.
good. Like really good. They should just teach it in high school, I think. It's so good. Yeah, so I'm doing that. So I just wake up early, or I go like when I'm home, not traveling, I go to my sunroom where nobody looks ever for anybody. So it's like I'm hiding.
Leah?
Oh,
Okay.
I've been trying to get up at 5 forever, like forever. Like it's like an ongoing thing, and I'd like to use the time to do 1 hour of 3 parts, like 20 minutes of walking, 20 minutes of meditation, 20 minutes of stretching, to set myself up to be a little bit more even tempered throughout the day, and to kind of have 1 hour that's just for me. And I fail at this a lot because I love sleep so much, and ideally I would get easily 10 hours sleep a night, and I love sleeping so much. And it's so hard to wake up.
But
Like
why
I like
don't
sleeping
you-
so much.
But why don't you do it like she's saying, like baby step it, instead of being like, because an hour is hard. Like
10
if your alarm
minutes.
goes off and you're like an hour, forget it. But if you're like, okay, I'm gonna do 5 minutes of meditation, 5 minutes of walking, 5 minutes of whatever. So that's
Yeah,
15
I guess
minutes.
that's true.
And then you can like go to bed 15 minutes early, and then you can slowly creep
Okay, I
it.
should do that. I'm
Right?
generally a
15
very
minutes.
all or nothing person, which is
No,
not
I know, like
ideal.
me.
It's like if I'm drinking all of it. I'm smoking the whole bag. Like so
whole
I
bag.
shouldn't. So I
We
just
know
like
what kind
I
of
do need to
smoking
do
you're talking
that
we know what you're
in life.
smoking.
But yeah, I should after I finish all the wine,
Mhm.
I'll start
Made
this.
me wanna
Have you started
Another
reading the
day,
book,
dude.
Leah?
Yeah, I did. I got I actually really like the book. It just feels I feel very like cut from the same cloth as this person. If you've enjoyed these video highlights, listen to the full episode on our YouTube channel or wherever you get your podcasts. Remember to like and subscribe and ring that bell to be notified when new episodes are published. Find out more by going to www.bookinterrupted.com.
Book Interrupted.
Never forget, every child matters.